Thank you, Tom. I did have something in my office today. I was just making some little notes here, and I knew I had something written here I wanted to say, and that is, anything that happens to us we regard as being a personal tragedy. We tend to magnify our own problems like this thing. As I said, I was very lucky. And I hadn't been out of the hospital, I think, 1 or 2 days, and I read about the terrible accident that Richard Pryor had, in which he had severe third-degree burns of almost half of his body and is in the hospital out here in the valley. And I just wanted to wish Richie Pryor, from all of us, from everybody, especially who know him, because the man is a remarkable performer. And if you knew Richie Pryor, he's a unique individual, and he is probably going through a lot of pain with this. And just want him to know that we're all thinking of him and hope he is up and about as soon as possible.
Right.
Anyway, my first guest tonight, Carl Reiner's here tonight. Carl does everything in show business. He's a performer, a writer, a producer, an actor, a comedian.
An ashtray.
That's right, a
pencil.
A pencil, a coat hanger. He directed The Jerk, which is a big hit, made a lot of money. Would you welcome Mr. Carl Reiner?
He is well.
I was just... Oh, the pain in the leg. No.
Take it easy.
I couldn't have done that 2 weeks ago.
I know.
I wouldn't have tried that 2 weeks ago.
That's amazing, and it's also amazing how I'm puffing after 2 seconds. No, I'm not that old. I'm not that bad. Really, I'm very excited about being here.
Yeah, thanks for coming. That's nice. I know you're busy.
Well, I came for... I mean, and not everything is altruistic in this world. I came because it was your first day back.
Right.
I want to be a part of that. I really do. I miss you when you're not on.
Thank you.
And I also thought there'd be a big party.
Yeah.
I really thought, the way they were talking, how important it was for all your friends to be here. I thought the best of Carson group would be here, that Burt Reynolds would be here, and Dom DeLuise, and Ed Ames, all the best of Carson people. And you know how I'm trying to be part of that group.
You really...
I went so far as to cut your suit up last time.
You actually destroyed a rather...
Look how they applaud violence.
They like that.
And Zachary All and his people wanting to cut suits.
You thought that outrageous behavior would make the best of Carson.
Yes, and I realized that so far it hasn't. I watch almost every night, every Tuesday I watch to see who's on, hoping that I'll be on the best of Carson. And last week you were talking about gold way up at $165 an
I saw that
ounce.
show.
yes.
I said 224.
235.
And that was
actually,
only a year and a half ago.
I know. And well, anyway, I'm wondering what it takes to make the best of Carson. And I realized it doesn't have to do... No, it's very important. It's absolutely it's my holy grail.
Becoming
it's
a phobia
It's
now?
a phobia with me now. And I think it is not the performers themselves, although Dom DeLuise was hilarious and Burt Reynolds, but I think they decide, I have a feeling they decide to do the best of Carson when you're best. And I thought that after the hospital, you'd have the best monologue.
Yeah?
Well, it wasn't. It was just... It was all right. I mean, it's all right.
What do you mean?
But it's not...
It wasn't...
It's not going to make the best of Carson.
I thought that was a fairly substantial...
Well, I hope it's good enough for you to repeat it, because then I'll be on the show. But I think that's what it is.
I
think
see.
Who chooses? The court of it choose it?
Well, we sit down
You
and
sit down.
usually say, what have we got left that we can put on?
And I never get in. Well...
Gee, I'm sorry you feel that way, but you don't...
I've got something. No, I'm trying to think of something original, something that's never been done on the show before that you would want to see.
You wouldn't.
No. Oh, nothing violent. Violence does not get it. Violence does not make it. We found that out. I cut your suit up. So you've been circumcised? No, you wouldn't want to. No. It is my contention that the most comic of all fruit is the banana. It is a comic fruit.
I would tend to agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have never seen...
Steve Allen, I think, has written a small book on,
Really?
on the funny fruits.
Yeah, well, this is a funny
And
fruit.
did a great
But I
job.
have never seen you, I've never seen Dinah Shore or Mike Douglas or Merv Griffin or Barbara Walters or anybody interview anybody while eating a banana. You notice how I said that, Bronx?
That's banana.
Banana.
Used to have a banana on the sofa. You'd sit
Now,
on the sofa.
I would think there would be some humor in that. I mean, we'll just do a general interview, whatever we're going to do,
Just
but
eating a banana.
eat the banana, but let's get close-ups of you eating the banana and eat it. But eat it carefully. Well, wait. Now, wait. And I think that I am also doing you a service. There's a lot of potassium in a banana, and if
That's
you've
true.
just gone through an ordeal and every little bit of mineral and nutrient you can get, so...
You think that this could be kind of a test, the way a person peels and eats a banana, shows something,
Oh, you know,
insight into his character, or?
As a matter of fact, it is. And I'm going to tell you something about it later. There was the funniest eating of a banana, which I'll save for if this doesn't work.
Already you have a saver called the banana saver.
Now, you should have a close-up of John when he eats the banana.
I don't really think there's anything.
Is something...
This is a very strange looking banana. Also, wasn't quite sure where it was headed, you know.
You know what it is? It's a relaxed banana. It's not...
That's a relaxed banana. This...
Well, it depends how you hold it.
Of course it does. That's right.
Okay. Now, just
Well,
let's have an ordinary...
well, I feel ridiculous. I will eat no banana before it's time. We'll take a break and be back here. All right, for those of you who just joined us, I'm Marlon Perkins, and this is Jim Fowler, and we've been feeding the wild baboon. I don't know how that worked or not. I suppose it
Well,
has.
you never did interview me with a mouthful of banana, but I think we'll save that for the next.
I think
it
you're
was.
probably right.
I don't know if you people are aware that Mr. Carson has not lost his wit while he was at the hospital. He was holding the banana, and the banana fell off. He didn't push it off, and he came up with the hardest thing in the world to come up with, a punchline to a sketch. I will eat no banana before it's time. Every comedy writer in the business says, my God, it must have been written. It wasn't. I want everybody to know that Mr. Carson has not lost it.
They can take away my iliac, but they can't take away.
They can't take away your funner. Your
something.
funner. I was talking about.
Have you ever been on where you've been under anesthesia? I was under a different kind of anesthesia, I guess. I thought the old days were where they put the mask over and you went completely bonkers. This time they gave you, they do it in the hand.
Intravenously, yes.
Right, intravenously into the vein, and they put in liquid Valium and then a little pentothal. And I want to tell you, if they could legalize that stuff, they would never get me out of the door of the hospital. Because you are absolutely, somebody could come in, the Boston Strangler, with a coat hanger and said, I'm going to strangle you. Yeah, you go right ahead and do that. Yeah.
But, even if they did legalize it, I don't think you would want to stay in that state every day.
No.
The show would be rather boring. You're sitting here. It wouldn't be a good...
But you really do, I guess.
I know.
Ooh.
Well, that's why people take drugs for those wonderful moments. But the price you pay...
Yeah, no, you couldn't exist that way
No.
because I was strung out for 3 or 4 days after that, still having the effects of that.
Your voice is a little higher. No, I think it's for the fact you haven't performed in so
I
long.
do remember, as I said, you're in the twilight, and oops, I did not know who said that. I thought it was, I do recall a definite oops when I was, and I do remember when I first came out of the surgery, somebody saying, maybe we could fix that, Al.
Or you
Something
might
like
you
that.
might try this. Go like this. Do that. Now let's hear.
You know what I think it was? A frog in my throat, which they also took out when I was in there, or put one in. I never noticed that. Was it a little high?
No, we were in the little green room,
Right.
and either the treble was... I wouldn't want to do anything to you surgically until we fix the set in there.
Thank you.
You should try the set first, yes.
That's always safe to avoid surgery if you can solve the problem with the base control on the TV. Never have surgery.
That's right.
It's a rule to live by. What have you been doing lately? I have not seen you.
Well,
I understand you did your usual. Although I couldn't be there this year, you emceed the Big Brothers.
Yes, I did the Big Brothers.
show
I did
again.
the Frostig Foundation tennis tournament.
Right.
I'm here to plug nothing. I really am here because I am happy to be considered one of your friends who
are.
come on your show, and I'm here just out of friendship.
How is your tennis game, by the way?
My tennis game is brilliantly mediocre. By that I
That's an
mean
honest- that's an
I
honest
do
appraisal.
everything rather consistent now. I consistently hit the ball over the net. In all of, my volley is good, my serve is nice, and I would like to play you now. I think I'm ready to play you now that
Good, I
you're
would like to try
not crippled anymore. I never wanted to take advantage of you when you were hobbling about.
But you realize how many guys I can call and say, you want to be played 6 months ago and you beat me?
Oh, really?
And cop out because I said, well, you know, I had that at this time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that, though.
No, you better start with new people. I'll take you on.
Okay.
One of the things I do on a court, though, I curse differently than anybody else on a course. You know, it's not, you know, tennis is supposed to be a gentleman's game. You're not supposed to curse. People go as far as saying shoot, you know, oh, shoot, or darn.
No.
And I really scream on a tennis court.
Really?
Yes, I do. When I hit an overhead that goes into the net is the most frustrating of all shots. I mean, you're right there at the net. The net is 2 feet away from you. Instead of keeping your racket back,
Right.
you move it forward and smash it hard right into the net. And I curse, but I make up my curse.
What do you mean? You curse
Well,
in some exotic language?
I'll
or-
say, Die Franke pretende fern, leffe selber verdied, kleine Finde Gesinge in the super Perle, bring it up, flem.
Nobody knows.
And in my head, all those marvelous, terrible words are going through, but everybody's laughing, and I'm very serious. That is my literal translation for all those horrible words. And they're laughing, but I'm dead serious. It's cursing.
That's nice, and it's therapy.
Yes, it is. I recommend it to anybody when you're in a situation where you can curse, make up your own words, and nobody will blame
So
you.
Fritznang.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That'll
Yes,
work.
it says it.
Ding this thing, the bing, ding, 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 fling. Make noises.
Zilnalawan.
Zungnalawan.
Zilnalawan.
Zanja salve.
It's Kushni.
Diskushni. All works. But it's the same effect. You know, we ought to put out a dictionary of curse words that don't offend. Like Nakushni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Farznar.
Farznar is too close.
Nelfak.
No fact.
Nelfak.
Nelfak.
Yeah. It sounds like late Al Kelly, right?
That's a good. Sound is good too.
Yeah. You know, I was reading in the hospital. You really start reading everything. And I meant that about the cards and letters. And you watch television. You watch the daytime stuff. There was one commercial that I started to watch, and I would see it, and hemorrhoid commercials. I got very conscious of, and it's always the guy. It's the customer going to the druggist, and they're saying, "Have you got anything for?" And the druggist goes, "Yes." And the guy goes, "I've been driving the truck all day, for hemorrhoids." And he says, "Certainly, preparation H," and he reaches back, and then the druggist, to illustrate how the product goes, says, preparation H shrinks those and I said, "That's the biggest hemorrhoid I've ever seen." They're just illustrating, of course, shrinks, swollen tissues. And I said, "That man has got a monumental problem." Ooh.
You know, it just occurred to me as you were talking. Why are some diseases funny? Now, hemorrhoids is the most painful thing for
course
people to
it
have.
is. It's not funny.
I've heard people say it's excruciating, but you say that word hemorrhoids and everybody laughs.
It goes
If you say
back-
appendicitis, nobody laughs.
Goes back to our upbringing. You're talking about those forbidden parts
That's
of
right.
the anatomy.
Yes.
That when a little child,
Yes.
everybody go.
But venereal diseases don't get laughs. And those happen to those parts.
But they certainly do. Believe it or not, I'm not making this up now. I saw The Jerk in the hospital. I had not seen it before. I'll be very honest with you. And somebody sent the cassette over, and I found myself really cracking up. There were some crazy, nutty things happening in that movie.
I'm glad you saw it.
Yeah, and it made, I understand it. Last time Steve was here, I kept putting him on.
Yes.
That how big box office
I
his
know.
was, and Steve kept explaining how the expenses ate up
Yes.
all of the profits
Yes.
except $1.37, I think it was. Has he changed because of the success of... Sometimes people do. They make a big hit, and all of a sudden...
No, Steve is a very consistent human being. I think he is the same guy he was when he was selling programs at Disneyland. He's been working since he's a kid, and a slow rise. He is very, very successful now, but his success came very, very slowly, up an inch at a time. And everybody thought it was an overnight success, but he struggled from the time he was a kid. He did magic acts. He sold magic at Disneyland. He sold guide books of Disneyland, and he worked very hard, and his success has not changed him at all. As a matter of fact, one of the things I like so much about...
Welcome back. Hey. You know, I gotta tell you, I'm in Vegas, working at the Riviera. I see the show, and I see... Have we met, by the way?
Yes, we've met.
Oh, I remember now. Carl Malden. It's great. You are so funny. You are one funny guy. Anyway, I'm working in Vegas.
Yeah.
And I see Carl out here not plugging anything. And I can't stand it. It's a crime against television not to plug, so I thought I'd come on and plug. I'm in Vegas.
That's right, you're in Vegas.
I'm at the Riviera. I just want to plug that.
Yeah, do it.
Anyway. Listen, I gotta catch a plane back to Vegas. It is so great in Vegas. No, really. No. Thank God. No, they got this stuff there called alcohol. And they give it to you if you win money from them. Listen, I got to split. I got to go back.
It's so nice to see you haven't changed, Steve. Hey, I want to tell
This is
you.
a regular guy. I gotta be me. I gotta go back to Vegas now, the Riviera. Welcome
Thanks
back.
for dropping in,
Good
Steve.
to see you again. You need this at all?
Oh, sure. Ice Cube. Turn it over. Another show business story of a young man who's the same today as he was when he first started.
No matter
funny.
how much I like the guy, I don't want to sit on his ice
That's
cubes.
right. That's why we had put a reversible cushion. No, we just turned the cushion around.
That's right, we're fine.
Yeah. Thank you, Steve, for dropping, for falling in. We'll be right back. Stay where you are.